Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, episode 25. Of course, this is an unbelievable episode. We're all absolutely gassed.
Unbelievable techers.
Unbelievable techers. Oh, here we go.
Mate, it's going to be playing at the Amex soon, I'm telling you that much. It's going to be.
Unbelievable. Just
9
quickly,
points off of Europa League, apparently. So
I've got to do the intro.
Really?
Give me 2 seconds. Give me the mic. Give me the mic for 2 seconds.
Cool.
No, I'm joking. I'm your host, Maz, and of course I am joined by my lovely co-hosts, Ben and Ryan, for you new listeners. We do this every week, and we are celebrating a massive win this week against the current champions, Liverpool. So, boys, Ryan, kick us off, mate. Kick us off.
Oh, mate, it just writes itself. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? Four undefeated now, including wins against Tottenham, Leeds and Liverpool. I mean, when you write it out like that, it just looks so good, doesn't it? 9 points out of those 3 games. Should have really been 12, to be honest, if you look at Fulham. But, mate, I'm so happy right now. Like, I don't think I'm going to get over it for a long time, because beating Liverpool at Anfield after beating Tottenham 4 days ago. I mean, Graham Potter's literally just gone and beaten Jose Mourinho and Jurgen Klopp in 4 days. Like,
and Marcelo Bielsa as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, he's the best
Potter,
manager in the world.
fucking outplayed, mate. Fucking outplayed.
Send that to your friends.
Send that to your manager friends.
Look at the unbelievable scenes. And Ben?
Yeah.
Well, I think Pep Guardiola was right. He's the best He's the best English manager, but I think he's probably the best manager in England as well, mate. So
best manager in
we're
the world,
we're going to the top, boys. We're going to the moon, but in this case, the moon is the Premier League and the Champions League.
All that stuff.
Do you know what? I'm going to say something really controversial here. I think that for me, that win was bigger than if we'd beat Crystal Palace at Palace. Like for me,
100%.
We're going to beat Palace in a couple of weeks anyway. So
standard. But like for me, I don't know why, but that result was just far better than any kind of like rival result, or just because like you said, Ryan, we beat Liverpool at Anfield. Like that's no
outplayed them. Didn't park the bus.
Mate,
like we actually went for it.
We actually did. We actually outplayed Liverpool, which
man
is
for man,
controlled them.
Yeah. Crazy.
Thiago Alcantara in the centre midfield looks like a silly little boy compared to Basuma and Pascal Gross.
I'm not having any Thiago slander. No Thiago.
No, he's one of my favourite players in the world. But mate, the fact that they're all done out here.
He's
mate.
a fraud.
He's
a fraud. Thiago's a fraud. He literally has posters of Basuma on his wall, and Pascal Gross for that matter. He literally ran him around completely. Yeah,
he has Pascal above his bed, not on the roof.
Pascal doesn't even know who Thiago is. When he thinks of Thiago, he thinks of Thiago Silva, not that fraud at Liverpool.
Pascal taught him everything he knows. I was funny enough, actually, I was on a podcast last night with the Copite Off. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, the Copite Off. So shout out to them for having me on. But they were actually that was brought up actually because they were saying that Thiago gets a lot of stick. Especially from Liverpool fans. Some quarters of the Liverpool fans, but a lot from like outsiders, like the big clubs. So, like, all joking aside, though, I'll start with you, Ryan. Do you genuinely think that Thiago's a fraud or not, or are you just bannering?
No, I'm just bannering. But we did run him around.
Surely it's banter, yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
but
so
I must admit, to be fair, I said because I was on a live stream as well last night, just before the game, on Rivalries Aside, and there were 2 Liverpool fans, so I had to take them both on. And I said that Thiago or Salah is going to be the ones to watch. And luckily, they didn't either of them do anything because we just completely manhandled them. And to be fair, one of them said 4-0 and one of them said 2-0. So I said 1-1. But I said I think we're going to win, but I'm going to say 1-1 to be safe. But I'm so glad we beat them, mate. I'm so glad.
Oh, mate.
Unbelievable.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, let's crack on with the game.
I can't stop smiling. Just what a win.
There's not actually much to talk about, is there? Like with regards to the actual game, there's not actually that much to talk about in terms of like big chances and talking points, so to speak.
The only big thing we're talking about is big fucking Dan Burn. The mess.
Yeah, to be fair,
the beautiful mess.
I want to start with him. Because I did a tweet on Seagulls Social and I got like quite a few fans that were bit and weren't happy with the tweet. So I tweeted something like,
I saw this tweet.
Dan Burn, when Dan Burn pretends to be a Premier League footballer for 90 minutes and then end scene sort of thing. It was like a tweet. Anyway, so I obviously took the piss out of him, and then 10 minutes later he assisted for the goal, and people tweeting back going, "Oh, unlucky man, unlucky." So
Yes,
I want to start off by just giving my piece, and then you guys can chip in and say what you want about it. So first of all, I'm not saying he's shit. I'm just saying he's not the standard that we need for me personally in terms of the especially at left wing back.
Yeah.
At centre half, I'm happy to have him as cover. I've got no qualms against him. Like at centre back, just for left wing back, he is not a left wing back. We all know that. No matter how you dress it up, how you want to sort of present it, he is not a left wing back. It's just a fact. So, all these people going, well, he played really well. It's like, well done. Okay, he had a good game. I'm not disputing that. He did play well yesterday. But long term, he is not a left wing back. It's just simple as that. But like I said, centre back, I'm more than happy to play him because he does do a job. And aerially, for the first time, actually, aerially as well, he was actually really good. Like he win everything.
I was thinking that as well. He was winning headers. And I was thinking he's actually doing what he's supposed to do. This is mad. Like, it's actually incredible.
Do you know what I mean? So basically, for me, I will take the piss out of him, and I will happily, games against Wolves and Leicester, he was a shambles, and I will call him out for when he's bad. But then I'll give him his due praise when he plays well, which he did. He done unbelievably yesterday. So all I'm saying is he's great to have cover at centre back, but he should not be anywhere near the left wing back position. No. And there was a couple of times as well yesterday that he did fuck up. Like was it around the 70th minute? We were 1-0 up. And I remember he had the ball. All he had to do was hit it down the line or hit it out of play. He hooked it to a Liverpool player, and then they went back on the attack.
Just went straight into the middle of the park.
He went straight into the middle of the park, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?" Like after everyone was praising him for this assist. By the way, he didn't get an assist as well, just to clear that up.
Unfortunately.
But yeah. Anyway, that's my rant.
Did it not go down as his because of the Trossard thing?
Yeah,
he can't do.
That's
no, he didn't.
I will say,
assist.
You know when he I think Neil Maupay. Again, he was class, but this one moment really pissed me off. Like I said in the previous episode, he holds onto the ball too long. So does Trossard. But Neil Maupay managed to work his way into the box. I was like, shoot, didn't shoot, held on to a bit more. Managed to squeeze it through to Dan Burn, who first time just skies it over the bar. Now, any other player on the pitch, surely that's going on target. Maybe it's difficult for a player of Dan Burn's ability because he's a big centre back playing left wing or left wing back.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that, Ben.
And
player of that ability.
So then I think that might have been even the 30th minute or so. But after that, he was class. But I'll go before that, sorry. So the first 10 minutes, you could see Liverpool's game plan. They were putting balls over to that left-hand side constantly, trying to get Salah to go behind him. And one of them, in the first 10 minutes, Salah did break him behind.
Henderson's ball.
And Dan Burn was in no man's land, was he? He was literally
I remember that.
He was running that way whilst the ball was still in the air, and Salah went straight behind him. I was like, this is not going to end well.
Lobbed it over the bar, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was their only chance, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, no. But other than that, Dan Burn, he did. Yeah, he played well. But again, like you said, Maz, in the Premier League, we can't be having Dan Burn playing left wing back. Like, imagine if we had a proper left wing back in all of those unbelievable. Fair play to him. He gets into unbelievable spaces to score goals and get assists. But he's not the player that needs to be shooting or getting assists. He's always in the wrong area, but the right area for a player that should be playing a left wing back. If you know what I mean.
And Ryan, your thoughts on him? Not just last night, but in general, the whole sort of left wing back scenario, etc.
Well, the left wing back scenario has just got a little bit harder, isn't it, with the rumours of Solly March potentially being out for the season. So that just makes it a little bit more scary. But that's a good job we've got Karbovnik coming back in actually, just at the right time. Dan Burn, I had a great, I'd say 70 minutes, probably 60 minutes. I think he was good. I think the first 20 minutes is very, very shaky, kept getting done. Salah was having him on toast for the first bit, but after that, I think when he settled down, he was looking very good. He was a lot of the time, he was our highest player up there. And I think that was probably where we were going wrong at sometimes because
his touch map. Did you see his touch map? It was literally
he was all over the place.
Mental.
He was everywhere. I think he had 68 touches or something all along that left line. So it's just madness. But fair play to him. He did come back into it, and me and my dad were give him a bit of stick at the beginning, but he did get into it. So fair play to him for that. But as a game as a whole, I was so happy to see Alzate score because I always big up Alzate, and even when he hasn't been playing, when I saw him score, I was just like, even though it was the worst finish you'd ever see, but the whole move and everything just made it so much better. So it's okay.
the analogy I had for that was the build up was at Barcelona, but the finish was more Yeovil. I was just like, it was the most beautiful build up. Like, mate, the little touch from Trossard when he, the little flick he did.
Oh, even Dan Burn's ball to Trossard to that.
And then the March cross and like the build up was just beautiful.
Oh,
and then it was just a calamitous like ping pong like in the box, and then just went in.
Did you see Alzate's interview afterwards? It was literally like a FIFA interview. It was like he was just so robotic. He was like, you come to Liverpool, it's a big team, it's a really massive win. It just looked like, if you've ever played the FIFA Journey with Alex Hunter, it's literally just like a video game simulation interview. It was bonkers.
It's so funny
media
you talk about that because. Ryan, I was just about to say, like, you see that, and then you see like Sean. Do you guys see the Sean Dyche interview?
Oh, that's class. Yeah, the Sean Dyche.
And for me, that's what I love. Like, like that's what I love. Like, I don't want to be hearing like Dyche said, your 4-4-2s. I want to be hearing that stuff, like the funny stuff and the balance stuff. And it is a shame, like sometimes, not just Brighton players, but like footballers in general, just so robotic. But yeah, hopefully, maybe he's a bit nervous. Maybe he's his first Premier League goal.
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't get many interviews, does he? He doesn't get many interviews.
He's young as well.
What a guy, mate. What a guy. I was so happy for him. Because he deserves it as well. Because we talked about like how we felt sometimes he was left out of the squad for whatever reason, and we weren't really unsure. We were a bit unsure to like why he didn't get as much game time. And then obviously he started from the beginning and got his goal. Albeit a bit of
mate. He only scores worldies. What are you on about?
Deflection in the FA Cup, and then that.
That off his bum, and then that one. Yeah,
also
come off his shin.
Also, obviously, when Solly went off, he was then moved to right wing back, and he's done a decent job there again. We saw what he could do at wing back against Newcastle when he made his debut last year, didn't he? And everyone was very impressed with him, but. Yeah, he slotted into that role pretty well.
He's so versatile, and I think that's why I liked him so much last season, because you can just see him excelling in pretty much every position he played. Like, thinking back to last year, I can just think of nearly every time Alzate played, he was above a 7 out of 10 in nearly every position. I think he played right wing back, attacking midfield, centre midfield, left wing back.
I want to put you in 7 positions for 70 minutes. You get it, baby.
Tory Lanez, I want to put you in 7 positions.
He was just all over the place, and he was brilliant, to be fair. And I was happy for him yesterday.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, and I think it's just with a run of games, I generally think he could become like a staple sort of mainstay within the Brighton team, and I think he's got all the good qualities to become a decent, very good Premier League player.
100%.
But one thing I did want to talk about just quickly, because we swept it under the carpet a little bit there. Ryan, you mentioned Solly March's injury about him potentially being out for the season. We sort of just swept under that. Just let's go into that a bit more, because if that is true, obviously we're just speculating. Our sources have said that he potentially is out for the season. That will be huge, because we off air, didn't we? We discussed that he is arguably by far the best player this season. So Ryan, what would you say the impact it could have on us? Like, do you think it's going to derail us, or do you think we've got enough cover within the squad to be able to deal with it?
I think now, as I mentioned with Karbovnik as well, it does give you a little bit more reassurance. I think if we only had Burn, I would be a bit worried, especially with how good Solly's been. He has been, consistently very, very good pretty much every single game this season. So, I've given him his due credit every single game, pretty much every week. I've said that Solly's been brilliant. And again,
you literally retweet your old tweet about Solly March every single time, don't you?
Yeah, basically, it's just
and
been
Lewis Dunk as well.
Yeah, Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk. It's just the standard now, I think, and that's actually something I was going to mention about Dunky, because we've noticed how good Adam Webster and Ben White is turning into around him, and I think Dunk keeps up that sort of high level. He's still at that very high level, but we don't even notice it as much because we've got White and Webster now performing at that high level too, and that just goes to show the progression, I think, more than anything in defence, because as I said, with Dunk last season, he was probably our best player every single week, and now he's probably you wouldn't even think of it when he's pulling off 6 blocks and spraying 90-yard balls up forward. So
I think that's what it is, right? Because I've noticed, like, even on this podcast, we don't really talk about Dunkey much, really, like week in, week out, because like you said, it's because he's like, he never does anything like calamitously bad, but then he's never like, well, no, he's always like you said, he's always at a good standard, so we don't really need to mention him, if that makes sense. And it's like
we almost just like take it for granted that he's always going to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just fantastic, honestly. He is the best English centre back. He's the best English centre back right now. I don't care what anyone says. He is. He's the best one. I won't have. Yes, 100%. Yes, definitely. Lewis Dunk's done it for longer than Stones. Stones has done it for a few weeks, and he's playing with Diaz. Dunk's done it with us for the last 2 years, solid.
Next to Shane Duffy.
Exactly. So no, I love Shane, but no, like, I'm sorry, Dunk is the best English centre back in the world. In the world? Yeah, in the world.
In the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah,
the only reason he's not picked is Gareth Southgate. That's the only reason. That Crawley fraud.
Yeah, Gareth Southgate.
And speaking of England call-up, sorry, boys, and go back to Solly March, it is absolutely gutting if the rumours are true. So, what do you say? ACL could be the rest of the season. And if the Euros I think the Euros are still going ahead.
Yeah, they are.
He definitely would have been in contention for being named in the squad if his performances were so consistent.
I don't think it's ACL, by the way. But yeah, I agree.
You don't. But if he's out at the end of the season, then that is tragic, because he definitely would have been in the squad, or near at least.
No, definitely would have been in for a shout. I mean, if he didn't, again, it's just the Southgate tax coming into play. Like, this team just picked, mate. He just hates us. Top 6 players. All he cares about is like the top 6. It's like, just get your head out your arse and just look at the players that actually deserve it.
And Villa, he loves Villa for some reason.
Oh yeah, he's got some weird.
I think he used to play for him, didn't he? He used to play for him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
But I remember his first ever press conference as England manager. He was like, "Sorry, my throat." He was like, "I'm going to pick form over quality." So everyone was like, all the lower clubs at us were like, "Get in there, get in there." He's getting Donkey's going to get a shout, that kind of stuff. He's just gone completely against that. Apart from Tyrone Mings that he loves.
He's a fraud, mate.
He's a fraud. Mings isn't even that good.
Such a bullshit, mate.
Yeah, he's bang average. But no, going back to the original point, like Dunkey's been incredible, and I think we do as a fan base not undervalue. That's the wrong word, but we do.
Mate, my Dunk propaganda on Twitter. Yeah, if you follow me, mate, I just tweet about Dunk every time.
Mate, but he deserves it though. He deserves it every game. Like you said, he's solid. Like, he doesn't really have a bad game anymore. Like, he used to have his clangers. Remember back when we first came into Premier, he scored own goals. Like, have a couple of calamities.
Even in the Championship, he just dived in. Yeah. That was his biggest problem. He'd dive in, and he's sorted that out now. And I always say about Dunk, his best attribute to me, and I think it's rubbing off on Ben White. I really do. Is his ability to chest the ball.
You're not going to say chest, is it? Yeah.
I can see his ability to chest the ball. I say it every time, but it's so good.
He's like Ronaldinho.
I can't explain to you, like, anyone would know how hard it is when a ball's coming over, to chest it down under that pressure is not easy to do. I mean, not many English centre backs can do that, and not many centre backs can do that.
For me, though, what really stands out for Dunkey, like my personal sort of favourite trait of his, is his range of passing. Like we saw against Watford last season, and just multiple times he'll spray it from. He's like a quarterback for me. He's like a quarterback. He'll sit in the centre like deep centre half, and he'll just spray balls out wide. And Ben White can do it as well. He's done it a couple of times this season. For me, that's the most impressive with Dunkey, like, and his bravery as well. The way he just lobs himself at everything, like he would literally just throw his head.
He's done like two unbelievable blocks back to back, didn't he?
He'll just throw himself at anything, no matter what it is.
2 blocks.
It's just mad. So for me, that's the two sort of areas I really like with him. But again, he's got more to this game than just obviously those 3 attributes.
And then behind Lewis Dunk and Ben White and Webster, we've got Bobby fucking Sanchez, and what a performance! Mate, I think someone took a screenshot of him jumping for that ball and catching it from the corner. I celebrated that like a goal, and someone was
same.
Matty Ryan could never do this. And unfortunately, I think it's true. Like, I rarely ever saw Matty Ryan come and claim a ball like that.
I was saying this the other week, wasn't I? You know, after the Fulham game, it was when, even though it was a draw and it wasn't the sort of the result we wanted, but I remember watching that game and saying, wow, like, this is the game for me where he's showing like his ability to go grab like the ball and like show his, basically how he's commanding he is, like, because I didn't feel
area,
that with Ryan. Yeah, I didn't feel that with Ryan. Like, I felt like Ryan was a bit like not scared, but he didn't have that fear factor. Whereas with Sanchez, when he's coming out to get the ball, those attackers are like quite scared of him coming to grab it, and that's what I love.
Literally the height difference, I think, as well. Like you can just notice him so much more.
He's a big lad as well.
He's 6'6", Bobby Sanchez. So he's a big boy. And yeah, he's been good. Like again, he was good. I think he had a couple of I think there was one thing that scared me when he come out and then kicked the ball and it went straight at Salah.
That was the one shaky moment. I was
thinking, oh my god, yeah, that gave me a bit of a heart attack. But no, Sanchez, there's no mistake there. There's no coincidence even that since he's come in, we've been so good defensively. I think it has genuinely given them so much more of a boost, knowing that every shot isn't going to go in. Sorry, but it's not. So you just know that more, and I think that does weigh on your mind. I think it is a psychological thing too for White and Webster and Dunk. I do think that's a thing, and there's no coincidence that they've improved since he's come in as well.
No, that's such a good point you make. Because what was it? I saw a clip. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. So I saw a clip before the game yesterday. I saw a clip of Joe Gomez when Adrian was in goal, and basically it was a clip where Adrian came out to grab the ball and he messed it up, and then literally Joe Gomez just looks at him and goes like, "What are you doing?" And for me, that's a really that's the point. That's the point you make about
such bad
how
attitude.
The confidence of the defenders in front of him give. So if your keeper's making you feel confident, you're going to be better and do better. So I think that's a prime example. Is that when, let's say, Liverpool got Adrian in goal, their defenders are going to be like, for God's sake, like, we're going to have to play so much better now.
Whereas, but they shouldn't show that. They shouldn't show that.
No, of course.
Joe Gomez should not do that, because if. Surely Adrian or one of his family members is going to look back at that and say, "Did you see Joe Gomez's reaction to you?" And that is not going to fill Adrian with
no, of course.
Or any goal. Yeah, that is quite unprofessional for Joe Gomez to do.
No, definitely. But let's be real.
Joe Gomez isn't even that good. I'm sorry. He's not even that good. He's so overrated.
Is he the fraud, right?
Yeah.
Another fraud.
Joe Gomez is such a fraud. I literally dislike so many of the English centre-half just because Dunk doesn't get picked. I've seen to have formed a serious agenda against nearly every single English centre-back that it's not even funny anymore. Do you know what? Honestly, I think that our back five right now could easily, if March was still fit and if Lamptey was still fit, could easily be the back five for England. It's bold, but I do think that they could. Because imagine that.
Even the BT pundits were talking about Webster for England, weren't they? In the pre-match, I think, or even at half-time. I was making decaf coffees for the family, so I missed the half-time, unfortunately. But my brother told me apparently Webster was getting not called up for England, but you know what I mean? Which is good.
I love seeing the Webster. We need to speak about Webster as well.
Web Deeney, unbelievable.
That tackle on Salah was so nice. It was just the most satisfying
I heard
tackle.
the Everton fans screaming from my house, mate. Joe Gilmore was literally screaming. He's like, "Go on, lad!"
Yeah.
Now
it was
Webster.
actually
I've literally got on my notes. Dunk and Webster are a joke. That was literally one of my notes. Because them two were just unbelievable yesterday.
I fucking love it.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole team was. I cannot fault one player on the pitch last night. There wasn't one player that that I would say. Oh, even Dan Burn. Even Dan Burn, I'd be like, fair play to you. You've done well. And I just think. As a performance, as a team, the way we grinded out the win, and we're doing it week in, week out now, which is, and again, Trossard, you know what? Fair play to him. He's showing that consistency, which I asked for.
Really well.
That's all I asked for.
Well.
That's all I asked for. The past 3 or 4 games, he's played really, really well. So if he can carry on that for another 3 or 4 games, I will take it back. But until
Burnley and Palace are huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
Let's not forget who we were missing last night, by the way. Lamptey was out. Welbeck's out. Alexis McAllister was out. Joel Veltman was out. We were missing big players, and speaking of players that were out, and the reason why McGill was on the bench, and I was so confused for ages.
Yeah,
apparently it's because basically we didn't have enough players that were homegrown, so we had to have McGill and Walton on the bench,
right.
Because we had
makes sense. I've seen we've fielded the most homegrown players in the Premier League as well. Which is quite a stat. And most of those have come through the academy in Alzate and White, etc. So that's really good to see that we actually, this training facility that we've been building up since 2014, 15, whenever it come in, it's paying dividends now, because we are looking at it and we're 100%. It's finally coming through. Yeah, and I was going to say something else as well about Webster. Because I mentioned him for England. And I remember the conversation. I remember it so well. And when my dad watches this, he's going to be annoyed because he's always been saying, "Oh, I don't like Webster. I don't rate him." And I've always
shout
backed
out,
him.
Mr. Adsit.
Rob. And I remember, like, I was rating it.
Shout out.
I was rating him so much. I was like, trust me. I was like, Webster he'll captain this side at some point, and he will go on and play for England. He will be. Trust me, he's got a bigger ceiling than Dunk. I genuinely think it, and I think that will happen. Yeah, I do. And he's starting to show it now. He's only 25, 26, so he's got a long way to go for a centre half. So yeah, I think he's going to do that definitely.
Well, mate. So when we signed him, right? Because we signed him for Bristol City for 20 million, and I remember one of my
money when you think about
it. One of my good friends from uni, and he's a big Bristol City fan. And when we signed him, he was like, Maz, I promise you now, he's one of the best defenders I've ever seen play. Like for Bristol City, he's unbelievable. I was like, okay, like I mean, for 20 million, I should hope so. First of all, and second of all, like, is he really that good? And he was like, mate, trust me, Maz. Like his feet, when he first signed, he goes, Maz, trust me. Like his district, like the way he sort of brings the ball out of defence. He like called it literally. This is years ago. He called it. He was like, yeah, the way he brings out the ball out of defence. He's so calm. He's collected. He's just an unbelievable ball playing defender. And I was like, okay, like whatever. And to be fair, I literally messaged him last night. My mate, I went, that is the best 20 million we've ever spent at Brighton Hove Albion, because now when you look back at it, it's nothing really. Like 20 million is nothing really when you think about potentially what he could.
What a decent centre back is worth in the Premier League, and that's what we've got currently. So yeah,
we've got
originally like a couple seasons ago when he was making a few mistakes, that 20 million was very questionable, and there were a lot of people that were fuming that we paid that money for him.
Even at the beginning of the season, I was a bit sceptical about him. I was a bit like I'm an R about him and not too sure. But then ever since this season, he's been immense. Like he's been really, really good. So fair play to him.
And I think the same as with White as well at Leeds. They say he's the best. I think I was on a podcast as well with a Leeds fan. Yeah, it was after the Leeds game or before. Yeah, before the game, and he said that that White is the best
since Rio, isn't it?
Yeah, he said he's the best centre half they've had since Rio Ferdinand, and I said, really?
This is a massive
seriously?
statement, yeah.
And he said, yeah, no, seriously, he is that good. And I said, well, I like him. You can see he's got it. I said, but I don't think he's there yet. And he's starting to get there now. Like even in the last few weeks, he's just come on so much better. And I think, and I do honestly believe this, that him and Dunk seem to have a really good connection between them. They seem to. I'm not ruling out Webster, by the way, but I'm just saying them two seem to like almost be like a little brother and little brother sort of feel to it. I think that the way that White is apparently prepared to stay for the long run is, I think, almost testament to Dunk. I could be waffling and talking absolute garbage here, but that's what I take from it, because Dunk's been here since he was a kid, and White could go if he wanted to go. He could have gone to Leeds, he could have gone to Liverpool, Chelsea, etc., but he didn't. And even if that's a big payout or if he's genuinely committed, I don't know. But to me, it looks like them two have seemed to have formed a relationship together.
What I will say, I was well happy that Potter finally played him at centre back still, even though there was a potential that he was going to go right wing back because Weltman was out. Which I thought might have happened, him or Kobovnik. But the fact that he's now stuck with them again consistently for the past 4 games or so, and again another clean sheet, I think those three will hopefully stay together at the centre backs for the rest of the season, obviously without any injuries. But they should consistently stay there. Now we've got the cover at wing back.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted from Potter. And I said it a few weeks back now. I wanted those three to be sent. Like for me, again, Ben White should not be playing right wing back. Like he's just not a right wing back, and he's not efficient there. He's not good enough there. So for me, I don't mind him as centre mid. But again, my preferred position for him is centre half. Alongside, I just think as a unit, them three are just so solid, and they got a good understanding. Like Ryan said, they got that. Like especially him and Dunk, like you said, Ryan, and Webster, and I feel like Webster and Dunk have got that connection as well. So it's sort of like Dunk is like the middle link, and then he connects the two together.
Yeah, their communication is class. Yeah, like we said, that consistency now they're playing together is paying off.
100%. And even like I've noticed that change even in the last month, I'd say. Like I remember our podcast, let's say a month ago, we were talking about like, is this defense very shaky? Is the defense up to scratch? And then in a month's time, they've literally transformed into this absolute solid unit, which is mad to think.
We had that debate, and I said that it was the goalie, do you remember? And
yeah.
Mate, look at the difference. Seriously, look at the difference. Yeah. It's clear to see. No, and
Sanchez is going to overtake De Gea, mate. As
he will.
The fact he was playing for Rochdale last season baffles me, and then he goes and does that
Forest
at
Green
Anfield.
as well before.
And then,
it's mad,
4 screens as well. 4 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League, the first time we've ever done that as well.
Yeah, and then a shout out to the Liverpool keeper as well. Kelleher, because he did make a really big save as well from Trossard with that shot. I think it's Trossard. The one when he made the diving save to his left. So that could easily could have been 2. And
it was Pascal Gross.
Pascal Gross? Yeah. And it was a great save from him. And that mate, we could have gone away from Anfield to easily 2-3.
Ben White nearly got at the end of it, didn't he? The little when he parried it away.
Yeah. So, mate, I feel like we're a bit hard done by just by the 1-0. I feel like we could easily won that game 2-3-0. And
we still underperformed though XG. I think we still beat them on XG. It's mad.
Oh, really?
Mad. I think we had 1.8 or something, and then they had 0.9. Yeah. So they didn't even get over 1. It's just that goes to show, to be fair, our defence.
Yeah. And one good thing as well, shout out to Liverpool fans, is they've actually taken the defeat very gracefully. Like all the Liverpool fans I've spoken to and I've messaged or whatever, they've all messaged us and just said like fair play, like you were by far the better team, and we were. Like you can't. This thing is you can't argue with that. We actually were better than Liverpool. Like you can't even say it was a fluke or a smash and grab.
If we had sat back and parked the bus for the whole game, then they have every right to be annoyed. But because we actually played football.
Like Burnley's win a couple of weeks ago.
I was thinking that I didn't want to comment because I never actually watched it. I don't know if they did park the bus the whole game.
Yeah, they did. They did nothing and scored a penalty. That's it. But it worked, to be fair. But that's what Burnley have done for so long, and credit to them for it. I mean, Sean Dyche has got a winning formula there, and it keeps them up every year somehow. I mean, that's a task in itself. How do you keep Burnley up every year? I mean, without Dyche, they are literally a pub team and no more. Seriously.
How has Sean Dyche got so much personality, yet the way they play football is just so boring? Like, how does that differ? It's mad.
It works though. I love Dyche. I actually really like Dyche. I didn't used to, just because he always complains. But after that press conference the other day, I was just like, nah, this guy's all right. I like him.
Nah,
I tweeted. I said it. He reminds me of Cole Pilkington when he was talking about like the pub stuff. It just when he went on some like little passionate rant. It just reminded me of Cole Pilkington so much. He was like, when you go to the pub and you play, look, you like it.
No, but seriously, though, the job he's actually done there, the job he's actually done at Burnley is actually mad. Like fair play to him.
I can't do the Sean Dyche voice without coughing.
Ben's died.
I was trying to do my Sean Dyche, but. It just makes me cough every time.
Ben's so happy that we won. But also as well, let's talk about as well the fact that our run at the moment. So what is it? We're unbeaten in 5. We won four games out of 5. We've beaten Tottenham and Liverpool, and finally, what was the other stat? And Leeds as well. Yeah, whack Leeds.
Played well against City, but lost.
I don't want to put them on the same level, Ryan. I don't want to put them on the same level as Tottenham. Liverpool,
I'm just thinking of it as like a rivalry-ish game sort of thing. Like beating Leeds was a big thing. It was a big thing to me. I was just so happy, especially after all the abuse I gave them over.
We're above them, mate. We're above them. Well, we're not in the table, but we're above them
not
in terms of.
Not yet. Anyway.
Definitely not on the table.
Couple more weeks. I've actually got a bet with
Josh. I've got a bet with Josh that we finish above them, and I'm very scared.
No, we will. We will. Now we actually will. We will. We've got February now we've got to just go for this February. We just got to beat everyone.
I actually want to talk about this, actually. This is a very good point, Ryan, you make. Well, you haven't made a point, but it reminds me. I looked at the schedule, right, for this month, and I saw Liverpool, Tottenham, and, Burnley, and whoever it was. I was like, all right, this is a tough sort of run of games. Oh, Leeds.
It's going to be a tough month, yeah.
I was like, it's going to be a really tough month. Like, if we just sort of get through it with a couple of points here and there, I'll be happy. And then we've got a really good chance.
These, trust me.
Well, yeah, we've got a really good chance in the back end of February. So, but unfortunately, well, no, not unfortunately, sorry. It's actually worked out that we've actually smashed it now, and now I'm a bit worried that these lesser teams we're going to struggle against, but who knows?
Well, we've got Burnley, Villa, Palace, and West Brom. So that's 3 points at Burnley, a draw at Villa, against Villa even, 3 points against Palace, and 3 points against West Brom. There you go. Unbeaten.
Mate, can you imagine if we get to the Palace game, and if we win, we leapfrog them in the league? That would be so good.
That'd be so good.
I mean, we
are going to do that,
aren't we? We're 5 points behind Palace, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, trust me, that's what's going to happen. Win against Burnley, draw against Villa, win against Palace, and win against West Brom.
Look at that! You heard it here first.
That's what's going to happen.
Social.
I'm going bold, and it's going to happen. Clip that, put it on social media, put it on Twitter, whatever you want to do. That's going to happen. Trust me.
Come on, up the boys. And then in a month's time, Ryan's going to be that Ceballos TV from Spurs. Like, we beat Burnley and them, man. And then Ryan's going to get clipped. Can't wait.
Didn't quite go to plan, but, we move.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
yeah. No. I think we've got a very good chance now. Like in terms of just solidifying mid-table. I think that is what our aim should be now. Just comfortably mid-table, chill.
Just
there.
get
Mate, we really should be beating teams like Palace. I think we really should be beating teams like Palace.
Oh no!
Yes, Ryan, up the boys. Get the views up, boys. Pump the engagement. Love it.
I mean, at least this video will blow up in a couple of weeks if we do lose. It's fine.
By the time Caicedo plays, I was going to say, by the time Caicedo plays, which would be 2 months apparently, because he's like, apparently this is the equivalent of his pre-season at the moment, like the South American League ended and all that rubbish. So like he's pretty much started from scratch and fitness-wise. So by the time he's back, we'll be in the Champions League spots probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, just we're pushing.
Yeah,
for,
I'd say so.
I said
something like that.
I said we're in a title chart. You know, we're in a title.
Late
battle.
title charge.
Yeah, late title charge.
Caicedo is going to be so
hopefully,
good. I have such a good feeling. about Caicedo.
Fingers crossed.
I just think he's going to be.
Do you know what it is? I want to say yes, Ryan, but I feel sometimes with our transfers, apart from let's say I could probably count on one hand, our transfer usually don't pan out too well.
Nah, mate. Dan Ashworth's transfers have been good. Like literally, pretty much every transfer Dan Ashworth has made has been class.
Recent
and,
times,
I think when we signed,
yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like Dan Ashworth, his effect has been unreal. Nearly everyone that he signed has been so. And I've seen people saying Dan Ashworth out. Like, are you actually stupid?
Yeah,
if you want Dan Ashworth out, you are dumb. You don't understand football if you don't want Dan Ashworth because
there's a reason why there was a hype.
So good.
There's a reason why there's a hype about Caicedo. Like even like the journalists in South America saying he's one of the best South African talents at the moment, and the fact that we've got him is just shows
South
how
Africa,
massive we are as a club.
South Africa.
Did I say South Africa?
South America.
Yeah, fuck's sake, South American. Jesus Christ.
No,
sorry, Percy Tau fans. No, there's only one Percy. There's only one good player in South Africa. That's Percy Tau.
Only one Percy Tau. But no, I genuinely like since we got Dan Ashworth in. You look at Mope, he's been pretty good. Webster has been good. Moy was good. Who did we sign last? Trossard's been pretty good.
Trossard.
Lallana, etc. I think even though Lallana hasn't played, I still think his effect on the under-23s is what I heard has been unmatched. Caicedo, I think, is going to be good, and I just think like if you're a young player and you're working under Graham Potter, I mean, you see what he's done in the last couple of years with young players. I mean, in particular, Basuma, what he's doing to Alexis, Lamptey,
Solly March. I know he's not young, but he's turned him into an absolute player.
He's the one you want to work under at the moment. Graham Potter is the manager you would want to work under if you're a young player. I really do believe that.
100%.
So yeah, I think I think he's the long-term replacement to Basuma, isn't he? He's the one that's coming in because Basuma's going to be off in the summer inevitably. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for him. Really am.
Number 25 shirt. Kasenga Luwaluwa's old shirt, and then also Karbovnik number 6. So if that says
Bobby
anything
Zamora
about the fact he'll be in, Bobby Zamora as well. Karbovnik number 6, which shows that he's definitely going to be involved with first team football.
True. He's taken Dale Stevens' shirt, mate. That's a big one. That is actually a big one to take. You know.
Big up.
No, I'm not bantering. I used to love Dale. Like I genuinely loved Dale.
No, he was good.
He was actually good. Like I don't see these people like saying he was awful. Like, he was actually, especially in the champ for us, he was unbelievable.
Championship, he was our best player.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, and
ran the show.
But even in the Prem, Ryan, I thought he was decent. Like in that first season we came back, came up. He was class. And I just think he got a bit of a bad rep, to be honest.
Second season and then the third season he got exposed quite a bit. Yeah, it was time to go because he got exposed.
Yeah, it was time.
It's time to go.
It's time to go, as Claude would say.
Good player though. Very good player.
Too much time in bar 32 at the back of the club.
Yeah.
Seeing him in there every
He spent
weekend.
way too much time in bar 32.
Jesus
I tell you.
Christ.
He needs to
bar
calm
32
down,
tax with all the players. I remember I went in there. I bumped into UMass there, didn't I? One night. I bumped into there with UMass like one night. And there's like Jose Izquierdo, Pascal Gross, like they're all sitting in the back, and like one of them, I'm not going to name names, but they were getting like lap dances off girls and shit like that. I was like, this is literally just like a normal club.
I'll never
Lewis
forget
drunk.
that, Ben. I'll never forget that because I was chatting to Dale because I know him from like through mutual friends, and I was chatting to him, and I remember Ben came up to me. He goes, "Maz, are you chatting to Dale Stevens?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, that's so cool." I was like, "You're a fucking loser."
And we went up to talk to him. You're like you were like, let's go talk to him. So I just started chatting to him, and then I think you like gave him a nudge, and then he was like, oh, you know Paul Pogba? Have you seen him? I went, no. He was like, that's because he's in my back pocket.
Yeah.
It's because we just beat Man United.
We just beat Man United. Yeah.
Do you remember he put that tweet on as well? He said Paul Pogba for 100 mil or 80 mil, and he was like, no chance. He's 10 times better than me, or something like that. Like, what a legend!
Oh, really?
Like, actually, what a legend!
Yeah, he was. That was too funny. Yeah,
but then also, looking behind me and just seeing some of the players just sat down on the bench, just like birds all around him. I was like, "Fucking hell, what have I got myself into here?"
Anyway,
but yeah,
we digress.
If you want to meet Brighton players, go bar 32. But maybe actually no, that was under Houghton, so maybe Potter's got them.
Maybe they're going to different.
Yeah,
maybe
they've
they're going to
definitely
Bohemia
changed
now.
the rules now. They've
Yeah,
definitely changed the rules. I don't reckon they're allowed to do that.
Bohemia now.
No.
Yeah, Bohemia probably. Instead of 32. Right, okay, so basically just to summarise them, boys, the result yesterday, what a night, unbelievable. Every player for me was solid. Like there was not one player that let us down.
Did anyone see the player ratings? Like, does anyone know like what the players actually got? Like, surely they're literally all above 7 at least.
I mean,
I never really go by.
They all deserve.
I never really go by them, to be honest. I just because everyone's just different, isn't it? So I just
it's very.
I suppose it is opinions, yeah.
Yeah.
But surely everyone would have been at least over 7, surely, because they were
10 out of 10 for everyone.
Boys,
10 out of
up
10,
the boys, Seagulls.
Up the Seagulls.
Right, so looking forward then, boys, to the Burnley game. Now, Ryan, we all know that what your prediction is going to be because it's been the same for the past 2 weeks. But I'm with you on this one, mate. I think we're going to win again. We're going to make it.
Yeah.
Another win, another W for the boys.
One win in 7 years at Turf Moor. But that win came in a couple of months ago when Bissouma scored a worldie. So
yeah, that was the last game of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That was not the last game of the season where everyone just gave up.
Yeah, because we got the new kit, and it was our first win at Turf Moor in 7 years. So I think the curse has been broken. We no longer get beaten by Burnley every 2 seconds. So I think we'll be all right. I think we're going to go over. We're going to go give them a good game. I think it'll be harder, to be honest, than it was playing against Liverpool and Tottenham in the way that Burnley don't play the way we like to play against, in terms of they're just going to park the bus and we know what to expect.
I was just about to say,
their defence is a lot stronger than Tottenham and Liverpool at the moment.
But I still think we'll beat them. I really do. I think we're going to go and beat them. I think who you reckon will play us? Trossard. I think Alexis McAllister's back. Alexis, he's got another game to run, so he'll do that. Veltman could be, and Karbovnik might even get a good start if because it looks so March will be out minimum for that one. So
yeah, but
Potter's
already ruled him out. Yeah, Potter's already ruled him out for this game. But what I was going to say is he loves Dan Burn, so I know for a fact he's going to play him in left wing back. I know it.
He'll probably start Burn,
especially with like Tarkowski and like the aerial threat Burnley have. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him as defending from corners, because
he'll definitely start.
We all know how good they are from corners.
But no, just going back to your point, Ryan. That was literally my biggest concern. It was knowing that Burnley are the team that we don't like. So we like to play against teams that come at us. So you look at Liverpool, they came at us, we beat them. Spurs, you could argue maybe not so much, but still came at us, we beat them. Whereas Burnley won't do that. Burnley will stand off. They'll be very sort of, block of 4-4-2 probably, or whatever they play, 5-4-1, whatever it is. And they'll just be very, very hard to try and get through. And that's what worries me. That's what I worry about, the fact that our style of play might be more difficult to get.
Do you know what, Maz? I'd have been worried with you probably 3 weeks ago.
I thought that's what he was going to say. Do you know
3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I'd have been worried, yeah? But now, nah. I don't fear anyone. Like, genuinely, I do not fear anyone in this league at the moment. Who's going to beat us? Mate, Liverpool were meant to be the ones that can beat us. What's the Man City? I don't know. No. I don't fear anyone. Right now, no. I don't care. I don't think we will. I don't think we'll lose. I just can't see us losing. Forgot what losing feels like. No, that's going to come back and backfire. But
oh, Jesus.
Do you remember that Liverpool fan? Yeah. He put on I forgot what losing feels like, to be honest. They went on and lost their next 5 games. No, I'm not going to say that.
That's unbelievable. But no, look, considering our run on form, of course, we go into the game confident. I am confident. We're playing really well. It's like the best I've felt about Brighton in a long, long time in terms of confidence going into a game. But at the same time, I am just wary, like I said, that basically, right, Burnley are anti-football. They're Brexit football, and they just literally try and do anything to not basically play football if they can. So that's what worries me. It's just like they're so anti. I think that's where we'll come up to a bit of a hurdle.
Dunk's good at all that.
Even a 1-0 win.
Dunk's seen it all before. He knows what to do. Header in the. I'll do a 1-0 against Burnley. Will do. Maybe 2. Grab a couple. Move on.
If we look back at the reverse fixture that we at the Amex, I think it finished 0-0, didn't it? Was it 0-0? Yeah.
Well,
we had chances. We created chances against the Burnley team that play boring football. So we will create chances, but it's their defence is a different ball game. Like I think we've had it quite easy with centre backs recently. Toby Alderweireld, how he pronounce his name, he's probably the best centre back we've come up against with the past. Like if you even go back to Leeds, they had Cooper and Luke Ayling. We've had pretty shambolic defences that we played against recently, apart from City, of course. But these guys will be another level. They are very well drilled at the back. So it will be tough to break them down.
And with regards to threats, like in terms of the Burnley team, is there anyone you guys are scared of, like in the Burnley side?
Ben Mee and Tarkowski. That's literally it. That's literally anyone that anyone knows about Burnley. Nah, because apparently Wood and Barnes are out, or they could be.
Oh, are they?
So apparently so.
Mate, that would be big. I was literally just about to say, they worry me.
Yeah. Hey, what's Barnes anyway? Fraud. And Chris Wood
against Liverpool, albeit a Ben.
Chris Wood left us on bad terms. Ashley Barnes didn't, to be fair to him.
He loves scoring against us as well, Chris Wood.
I remember when we sold Barnsley for like 750 grand or whatever it was, and I was so annoyed because I was thinking he's actually like our best striker. That's at that point, and we didn't replace him until we got a shower, and it was really frustrating. But I don't have a worry against Burnley. I think we're just going to go smash him again, to be honest.
Well, they got Dale Stevens, who is one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So
marquee signing.
Marquee signing. That's another one.
Be sat for a Stevens 25-yarder, wouldn't it? Just imagine that.
Oh, imagine.
Just goes cupping his ears to everyone who called him a sideways passer.
Oh no.
He does the Aaron Connolly to everyone.
Yeah, literally.
No.
I said literally again. Sorry to the comment section.
Yeah, I agree, Ryan. Don't worry, I agree. No, it's
just to play devil's advocate, though, Maz.
No, but it's with regards to Burnley. I don't actually see any of the players that I'm scared of. Like, they don't have any sort of attacking threats, so to speak. But again, that's probably going to bite me in the arse. So I can't wait for the next pod where
they got Matthias Vydra. They're obviously going to bang us.
Vydra! Do you remember Vydra back in the Championship for Watford?
Yeah, I was about to say he's such a Championship merchant. He's one of those.
He was
players.
like the Lionel Messi of the Championship.
No, listen.
Him and Fernando Forestieri. Forestieri, whatever his name is.
Forestieri.
What did you say?
Forestieri.
I said Forestieri. I couldn't.
Forestieri, I think you said. Forestieri.
But no, he's one of those players that was just like a Championship merchant, like a Dwight Gale, who just like performs really well in the Champ. That's literally what Vydra is good for. Yeah. Just the Championship merchant. But no, let's see what happens, boys. We're confident. We've got to keep the positivity up. So Ryan,
I think
game prediction. Score.
As I say, I think a good 2-0.
A good
2-0's fair.
2-0 Brighton.
I love the confidence on the kid.
If Barnes is out, I think we'll be all right because Chris Wood will score against us. He always seems to. But I don't like Burnley, to be honest. I don't know anything about them. So I just think we're going to beat them.
Burnley can fuck off.
That in between us thing. That is me to Burnley.
This confidence on the back of the results has changed Ryan so much. He's like such a confident, yet really casual guy. He's so like nonchalant. He's just like 2-0, just like 4-0. I don't know. We're just gonna fucking smash them anyway.
4, 5, 6.
Yeah. Who's counting? Who's counting?
We'll play McGill up front and he'll bang a hat trick. You know what? We've actually been in form, and we can't say we've got any like lucky results because we played well, and we're finally getting the XG cash. We're cashing in on the XG, and I reckon we'll get a 2-0 win.
Nice. All right. Well, I'm gonna also go for a win. Also go for a Brighton win, but 1-0. We're gonna get another 1-0 win. We're 1-0 specialists at the moment. Mate. Yeah, 1-0 specialists.
1-0, 5-0. I think
it'd be good to get 2 because Leeds was only 1-0, Tottenham was only 1-0, Liverpool was only 1-0.
Yeah,
but
nice to get 2 just so I don't have a heart attack from 75 minutes onwards because that would be just
mate. That's mate. Honestly, even last night, even though I know like they weren't threatening, I still couldn't breathe for the last 15 minutes.
I was jumping up and down. I just couldn't stop moving.
Yeah, I just want that second goal just to be like, all right, you're done. Get out of here. Like, just give us some.
I'm going to call it, boys. I'm going to call it and going to say Jakob Moder's going to get his Premier League debut.
Oh, he's going to score a worldie. He's going to score from 25 yards, Moder. He will. Have you seen his goals for Lech Poznan?
Mate, we sound like Leeds fans now, Ryan. We're getting deluded.
Did you say Kabovnik or did you say Moder?
Moder.
Did you say Kabovnik or Moder?
Moder.
Oh, Moder to make his debut. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said Moder to make a debut. Yeah,
okay.
I watched Karbovnik's highlights reel, and that guy is mad. Like, he's actually a madman. I've seen him. He was like nutmegging people on his 6-yard box. It was just mad. So yeah, I hope he does that because we need a bit of excitement. You know, someone to take everyone on. And his pace, he looks like really quick. So hopefully we get.
Stop turning me on.
Hopefully we get him in. I'd love to see him.
Ben's got a fetish
for Polish players.
a low block against Burnley. No worries for Mr. Karbovnik. He's gonna do him as well, I think. So it might be a day for the Polish boys. You know, a little day out. Trip up to Burnley for the day out. Imagine that's your first taste of England. Imagine that, Burnley away.
Yeah, imagine that.
It's always going to look up from there.
You know, you come to England. You know, we're promising you some really nice sights. Oh, so where are we going first then, Gaffer? Well, we got Burnley away.
Turf Moor.
Yeah, Turf Moor. Happy place, Turf Moor. Cheers, lads.
You know, I messaged Jordan North on Twitter and Instagram trying to get him on the podcast. He didn't reply, but thought I'd give it a go.
By the way, on that note, actually, it's a good point, Brian. On that note, if anyone in the comment section or on Instagram or Twitter, wherever you want to DM us or message us any suggestions or people you'd love to see on the pod. You know, obviously within reason, because we've only got limited contacts
Jordan North.
and limited resources. Yeah, we've only got limited resources and contacts. But anyone that you think will be good, or
Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
that's what people are going to reply.
Anyone in the local community, you know, within the Brighton community that you'd love to see, or you know, you think will be good, or if you've got any contacts, like you know anyone that you thought would be good for it, just message us in the comments down below. And also, Joseph and Neil, I know you're watching and you want to be on the pod.
Go on, Joe. I'm
sorry, mate. We can't. Only guests that are invited. We might have a fan segment. We might do a fan segment, maybe.
We need to do a fan segment. There's been so many that I think we should get on. That I know. Like, I think it'd be so good to get like that. If we do a fan segment, perspective.
Yeah, if we get a fan segment, definitely we'll bring a lot of you on. But as guests, as guests go, we're going to keep it strictly to invite only, unfortunately. But yeah,
otherwise the floodgates will open. It'll be like, well, you let him on.
Yeah.
That's actually a good point. To be fair.
Exactly. So yeah, well, you know, let us know in the comments below. We do really, really appreciate it. But yeah, without further ado, boys, I think we can wrap it up. Really. Everyone happy?
Yeah.
Everyone buzzing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm going to be happy for
another 3 points. Come on.
I have to stop smiling. I'm still smiling. Yeah. I'm so happy.
It was such a mood
now.
changer. I was actually gassed. I was literally like dancing. I was doing the robot and that. I was just putting out all the moves, and I just looked like a twat.
I was bouncing off the walls, mate. I was bouncing off the walls. I struggled to get to sleep so much. My heart was just like, fucking come on, what a result.
Yeah, literally, that was me.
If only I could have gone out and celebrated like we normally do after a away day.
Imagine
like,
if we were
an away day that would have been.
If we were at Liverpool at Anfield when that happened.
We would have gone out in Liverpool as well. Probably got beaten up because we were.
I would have gone out with Gilmore. Joe lives
stay around at Joe's house.
I would have been like, Gilmore, come on, lad, we're going out. Where are we going?
I put a tweet on about it after the game, and I just said, "There's nothing more I'd rather be doing right now than just celebrating with the fans behind that goal. Like that would have just been the best thing. The best." After that game, when the fans are still there after 30 minutes and no one's even moved because everyone's still celebrating with the players, like that's just that's what football's all about to me. That's just the best thing in the world.
One day.
Miss it so much.
One day. Hopefully we'll go back to normality one day. But until then, boys, everyone listening, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We do really appreciate the support. And of course, keep streaming on Apple and Spotify. It all really, really helps. And yeah, we shall see you for the Burnley game.
Peace.
Bye.
Oh, also, I've got a COVID haircut, so if anyone clocked it.
Yeah, everyone put in the comment section if you've got hair right at the end. Everyone comment RIP Maz's trim.
Yeah, COVID trim.
RIP Maz's trim.
Yeah.
Follow Talk Seagulls. You've got a bit of trim than Maz.
The shameless plug.
Actually, quickly on that note, some kid commented on the last video going, "If we beat Liverpool, then I'm going to get my whole family to subscribe." Bobby, if you're watching, mate, they better be subscribed.
Bobby,
get your whole family to subscribe. Actually, Bobby.
Yeah, you need to get your whole family. I hope it's a big family.
Right, peace.
Right, mate.
Anyway,
peace.